Hello again. Today we're talking about cello vibrato technique. This is the last video in this series. We are going to work now to try to put everything together into a D major scale. After this, you should try putting your vibrato into maybe some easy songs that you did a couple of years ago, especially slower songs that give you an opportunity to put vibrato on more notes. But for now, this is the last thing where we're going to really develop new techniques, and so we'll just try to do this in the D major scale here today. So a couple of things before we get started. One is, if you have on any watches or bracelets, you probably want to take those off. Vibrato introduces more motion, especially in this range, and if you're wearing a shirt with buttons, you may want to tuck those buttons around. But anything where you're going to create an undesirable sound when you get to a point like this is probably going to cause you not to do the correct motions as you try to prevent those sounds from happening. So I would definitely recommend taking things like that off. As you do the scale, we're going to do D major in 3 octaves, actually, if you can. If not, 2 octaves is okay. We want to match the vibrato from every note to every other note, so following from finger to finger. That will require that we shift the weight, just like we did in the squish exercise, from finger to finger. And we have to pay special attention to the fact that all of our fingers are different lengths, especially the 4th finger. I think that people struggle with 4th finger vibrato the most, not because it's the weakest finger, but because it's so much shorter. So the line that we set up for our arm to have that weight balanced on that finger has to change so much more going to the 4th finger. So just be aware of that you're going to need to move in when you shift the weight to the 4th finger so that the vibrato can happen naturally on that finger. Pay special attention to what that arm needs to do when you go across strings, and also when you do shifts. We're gonna have to pay special attention to especially the angles as they change and how the vibrato angle has to change. Okay, I think that's about it. I think you guys are ready. Keep going. If a note doesn't have good vibrato on it, just keep going. You don't need to stop whenever you have a note that doesn't sound how you want it to. It may get better as you come back down, or the next time you do the scale. If you find that the same note or the same finger tends to be a problem over and over again, you can kind of attack that one note by itself the way that we did in the previous 2 videos. All right, so let's do it. Here's our D scale. Thanks for watching all these, everybody. Good luck!